Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and I have the pleasure this evening to introduce somebody very special who actually did a great job for us in these last few months. I'd like to introduce Bill Smith, the interim president for the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Bill.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, Suzette.
And we're happy to have you. Just want to kind of give you a little bit of a history. Bill came in to really step in, and you've done such a great job, Bill, in this last few months, and thank you so much. I've told you several times for your leadership. Helped out with the art festival this last couple, August, worked really hard. But I have to say something, and I'm going to say this on camera to everybody that watches this show. He brought his wife. And without Betty to make him look good, okay? But Betty, we want to thank her too, and I want to publicly thank Betty and all the volunteers once again who helped out during the art festival. It was tremendously hot, and but we pulled it off, didn't we, Bill?
Thanks to your leadership, thanks to the great Stonington Police, the Groton Police as well.
Yes.
Ensuring public safety.
Yeah.
So very well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got some great news. There's a move going on?
There is a move. As people are well aware, we are presently in the Packer building on Roosevelt Avenue in Mystic. We've been here for about 2.5 years or so. And part of what we want to do is we want to be welcoming to the people who are visiting our area.
More visible, right?
Absolutely.
Is that,
and so we looked in terms of what is an ideal location for the chamber. And there was a home on 62 Greenmanville Avenue that's been vacant. It was an office building. Home was built back in 1899. And it's about 3 homes down from the main entrance of Mystic Seaport. Has a parking lot in the back. It's about 18,000, or probably about 1,800 square feet. It was a perfect location for the new chamber. And I'm happy to report that we signed a multi-year lease.
Oh, that's great.
We'll be moving in on November the 7th. That is the official date. The new staff is very, very excited. We will have the base, or the ground floor as a welcome center. We will have, talk about all the various things you can do in Mystic, whether it is going to Old Mystic Village, whether it's going to the seaport, the casinos, etc. So it'll be a very welcoming and inviting place for visitors, and also probably more importantly for our members as well. Our members have been saying, have a more visible location.
Absolutely.
And so as people come in looking for, hey, can you help me do this here? Who should I go to for dinner? I'm looking to get some treats for my family, some coastal gifts. Where should I be going? And we say things like, the boardwalk, the local businesses. So it's good for the tourists from a welcome standpoint. It's even better for our members.
Yeah, and also, Route 27. It doesn't get any more visible than that, right across from the Mystic Seaport. So that's fantastic.
And so we'll have about 12,000 vehicles passing by each day. More so than travel across the Mystic Drawbridge, about 1,000 more vehicles. So it is a perfect location. We are very excited.
And perfect timing, too. Perfect timing for the chamber as we go forward.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And so we've been very busy trying to focus, how do you better serve our members of the chamber? We're now fully staffed. We hired some wonderful people. We had a great staff before. We've augmented that, we believe. And so we are fully staffed, focused, moving forward. Look in terms of what's next. And what's next is I look at my schedule. There's something happening on, I think it's September the 17th.
What is that's happening?
I'm told it's the 9th annual Garlic Festival.
And that's happening where?
It's at Old Mystic Village.
It's fantastic. I think we got even a little clip of that.
Old Mystic Village presents our 9th annual Garlic Festival, Saturday and Sunday, September 17th and 18th. Enjoy garlic fare from local restaurants and fresh garlic produce and preserves from local farms. Explore over 60 vendors, crafters, and artisans. 18 favorite bands will rock the village. It's Garlic Festival, Saturday and Sunday, September 17th and 18th. Visit oldmysticvillage.com. Another great event in Old Mystic Village.
Get any better than garlic. But you have one more. We have something else going on here, too.
So after people enjoy the Garlic Fest on the 17th and 18th, there's an event here at SEC TV Studios. On the 22nd of September, there will be an art gallery here, and we're inviting the community to come in and look at the variety of artwork here on exhibit. And so mark your calendar, September 22nd, after the Garlic Fest. to enjoy local artists.
So should we move right along? And I think we should probably open up to the screen and introduce one of our dear friends, Jim Holly. Welcome back to Mystic Matters. You're not a new person on Mystic Matters. And just a shout out to everybody, and because this is a really, I think, a great looking group here. But we are all from the class of 1974. So just a shout out to some of our classmates that view Mystic Matters and partake in all of our shows, if you could say that. I feel like I'm in church, but the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce has served us well. And here we are back in our community, entrenched in our community, and have businesses in our community and actually work in our community. So thank both of you. But Jim Holly, welcome back to Mystic Matters, and it does matter. September 17th and 18th,
It does.
as Bill said, we have garlic going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's
You want to tell us a little bit of a history,
Yeah.
though, and how
So-
it came to you guys, too?
yeah. So this year will be the ninth annual Garlic Festival in Old Mystic Village. But many years ago at Adams Garden of Eden, the Garlic Festival was originally started, where they had various vendors, some music, a great community event. When those folks decided after, I think it was close to 20 years, that they were unable to do it any longer, then the Old Mystic Village, we had volunteered to take that event so that the community would not lose it. So this is our 9th year, and we took what was originally a great event and expounded on it further. So we have even more vendors, we have more music. Of course, it's still free and open to the public. We've got lots of parking. We have, nearly 1,000 places to park around the village, including our own lot. So we've really taken it to another level, and it's been rewarding to see such a great event in this part of our community that the people just seem to love. They come back every year.
I don't know about you, Bill, but how much garlic garlic, really? I mean, seriously, you pound it all up, you put in some sauce, and isn't that it? I mean, how much garlic is there?
Well, there's garlic bread.
Okay, garlic bread.
Well, there's garlic in probably 2/3 of the foods we eat. There's probably garlic in there in some fashion. But the Garlic Fest isn't just about
Well,
bulbs of garlic.
Okay.
Although we have lots of vendors, many farms. We've got about 15 farms or so that will show garlic of all varieties. We have many other farmers as well putting their displays on jams, jellies, preserves, and other things you may find like produce and such. But even beyond that, we have a total of about 65 vendors, including crafters and woodworkers and artisans and artists and painters. And so it's not only a garlic fest, but it's just a great fall festival. And
And Jim, I'm sorry, will there be music as well at this festival?
There will. In fact, at times we thought about calling it Garlic and Music Fest because we have, over the 2 days, about 18 different musicians and bands that play throughout our village. Wow. From solo acts to very popular acts that play all out throughout southeastern Connecticut. Very well known names like the Munsell Brothers, Chris McKay and the Tone Shifters, Frank and Phil. I mean, there's so many. James Harris.
those are all local yodels.
Yeah, and that was just 5,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we have 18. But we have just a slew of very talented people that'll be playing throughout both days.
So where can you find, as the owner of Boardwalk and Franklin's General Store, what do you have garlicky?
Well,
That was
we're
funny,
just
Jim.
garlicky. Yes, we do. We actually have a lot of garlicky stuff. If that's a real term,
I don't know.
You get away with it
I
because
get away.
it's Suzette.
Well, I know, but garlicky. It sounds good.
So not to spend much time on our own businesses because it's not about that, but like Boardwalk, our takeout food section will be offering a fabulous garlic and Parmesan French fries that we made at last year's event as well, which are just
Which
over
has
the
the
top.
garlic
Yeah,
spices in it,
fabulous,
yeah.
fabulous. And our fried dough will also have on it our own sauce that we make that has loads of garlic and olive oil. That's right, on a fried dough. It becomes almost like your own personal pizza. So that's like from one end of that store that we do that. But in Franklin's, we sell about 20 different garlic
That I know.
items that.
And again, what I've heard is that in years past, you as Franklin's General Store, you have a very great fudge area. I've heard that people actually can buy garlic fudge during that weekend as well.
Yes, that's correct. We actually make garlic fudge.
Bill.
And
Probably is better than sound.
We need to go there. Okay, we absolutely need to go
But
there.
just like maybe there's an ice cream vendor that will have garlic ice
Yeah.
cream. In fact, Mango's, I believe, is setting up outside their own ice cream shop, but they're having their own space, and I believe they'll be having garlic ice cream.
So what time should we show up on Saturday morning for the best selection?
Well, the event begins at 11, although the village is open at 10, and people certainly walk through the village at any hour that they like. It's never closed. But the event officially starts at 11, goes till 7 on Saturday, and till 6 on Sunday. But everything's going on. Music begins right around the beginning of the event, and it's going to be if you just want a fun day and you don't even want to have to worry about spending money, you can't beat it. We'll get about 20,000 people that come through.
I was going to say, how many people come through
We
that?
get. It's hard to count exactly,
yeah.
but 20,000 or more folks will show up over the weekend. Maybe 20 to 23, 20. Every year it seems a little greater. And we have other entertainment as well. We have the Nature Center, the Deep, Denison Pequot,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Denison Pequot Seapost Nature Center does a birds of prey and a reptile show for us, one each day out on the green. So along with the music, we have that as well. That's always a huge crowd favorite. We have hundreds of people gather around for those 45-minute programs. So. But you can buy garlic or produce, or just have a good time and buy some gifts. And keep in mind, along with the 65 vendors that will be there, many which return year after year because it's so successful for them, that you have 45 other stores and restaurants
Right,
within
that are
Old
open
Mystic
and-
Village.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure they love, Jim, having 20,000 incremental.
How do you not
visitors.
want 20,000 people there?
Oh, absolutely.
And it's
Not
really
only for the village, but for our whole town.
It's
You know,
for the
the whole
event.
town,
It's
yeah.
the community event, but it also reacquaints folks with our shopping village, which is a nice thing because there's always an influx of maybe some newer stores. If some
Newer
have
restaurants,
stopped or
yeah.
retired and others take their place, it reacquaints folks with our village, which is just a marvelous shopping village, very very relaxing, and great place.
And I think as Bill and I have spoken in the last couple of months, and we talk about tourism as well, and the impact of tourism, and certainly Joyce would, if she was here, talk about this as well. But what's nice about an event like this, it pulls from all over the state. But all over Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and even New York. And the funny thing, when you get sort of this fusion of tourism and local people, that's what we want, and we talk about our area of Mystic. I think the fusion is what all the small businesses need, and also they need the small businesses, they need the business, but also what you said, Jim, was the fact that people get reacquainted with the Old Mystic Village, and I think that's very important as well.
Yeah, they certainly do, and we've had so many people that will say, because I'm out talking to customers throughout the weekend, and so many will say that, we haven't been here in a year or more or a few years, and we're so glad we came back. There's so much here to offer. So,
But I think that's what's nice, when you bring an event
Yes.
to the place, and certainly the parking is accessible as well. And then also you have your institutions like the aquarium.
I was going to just say that
And
this
the
will bring
seaport.
business to them as well, because people, they may spend 3 or 4 hours at our place or less, depending on their needs. But when they're done, they're going to go next door to the aquarium or down the street to the seaport or even downtown,
Right.
which is just a marvelous downtown area that is doing, really working hard at really,
Or
improving that
Clyde
community.
Cider Mill again.
Oh yeah, Clyde Cider Mill is a huge people. So it's
Bill, thank you for bringing that up. Listen, Those cinnamon donuts. Okay, if you've never tasted Clyde Cider cinnamon donuts, don't ask me how I know. I heard about it, but the hot cider.
They're very good.
Jim.
They are very good.
They're very good.
We'll start making our warm apple rings at Boardwalk too.
Good.
Which are like warm apple pie. So,
Yeah.
but
So do we have obviously this is a supportive event as well. Do we have a list of sponsors that
we
are?
do.
Okay.
We certainly couldn't put on this event without sponsorship,
Mm-hmm.
and the sponsorship really, helps us, to pay for the advertising,
Sure, yeah.
the bands, the music bands, which really donate and do this at a reduction for us because of the community event. But we do. We have 106.5 WBMW has been a sponsor from the very beginning. They do a fabulous job. We have
And they're on site too as well?
Oh, yeah. Actually, thank you. Yes. We'll have 2 live remotes for them 4 hours a day.
Great.
Actually, and Hall Radio will be doing a live remote as well on Saturday morning. We have Liberty Bank right in our village that has been a sponsor each year. Our own Merchants Association, the Old
Sponsor.
Mystic Village
Right.
Merchants Association, which puts the event on. But we also have Coca-Cola, which is another facet of the event. Coca-Cola, being a sponsor, is providing the access to the truck, the coolers, and beverages that we can pull from, because what we're going to do is take proceeds from the sale of beverages at beverage stations within the event to a local charity.
Okay.
And we haven't actually established the charity yet.
Right, but you get together
But
and
we are
establish that,
going
yeah?
to donate proceeds from those beverage stations to charity.
Yep.
And
And last year, Jim, if I recall, you made a donation to the Dennis and
we
Picot
did.
Nature Center.
We
which
absolutely
was
did off
wonderful.
of those beverage stations. So we hope to have it even bigger and better this year. And Coca-Cola was nice enough to supply the ability for us to pull the beverage, the ice, the coolers, and everything else for us, so that we can continue to do that.
So the layout of the vendors, are they in front of the stores or on the green? How does that?
They are throughout our village.
Okay.
They're
So
set up.
whether they're do you have somebody in front of your store or?
Well, in front of our store will be ourselves doing
Okay.
tasting, but wherever we have access and room in the village,
Right.
it's very methodically mapped out not to infringe on any business's walk or entrance space, but really it's like pieces of a puzzle. So from one end of the village, from the cinema all the way down to the kite shop, you will find vendors evenly distributed and placed throughout the village. All the vendors, including restaurants as well, because we have a number of outside restaurants that will be providing food for this event. You would have to pay for your food, but,
Right,
but we have
but-
about 13 different outside restaurants and food services for this event as well.
And so they can buy the product from the vendors
Yeah,
as well.
you're going to be
So-
hungry, so you can either eat in one of our restaurants, but certainly while you're out listening to music, we'll have a number of vendors that will be selling food with garlic flair to it. So you'll have a number of choices in that regard. And I didn't want to also just take a moment to also mention our sponsors that I did not finish with. Thames Valley
yeah,
Communications
yeah.
is providing the TV for this event for us, and Sun Media, which also provides the print and some of our artwork and things that we've done for promotion as well. So just didn't want to miss that. And certainly the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, lastly, not least importantly, but
Right,
lastly,
providing support.
has been a sponsor every year. We use the sound system from the chamber every year for the events on the green, and certainly things like Mystic Matters and other published media is really important, and we appreciate the chamber.
Well, it's really interesting as I'm listening to some of the sponsorship and even to some of the vendors. I think, going forward, and we have done this in the past, there has been some great sponsorships. I think in order for businesses and areas, like our own institutions, our larger institutions, the Dennis and Pequot Seapost now, the Seaport, the Aquarium, sponsorships and partnerships are very important. The whole thing is to bring everybody together. Downtown Mystic. Mystic, we own it. It's ours. Yep. And we're going to make the best of it. And so very proud that all of us here also grew up in Mystic. I mean, we really actually can say we went to school. we're
I'm guilty.
Mystic. Yeah, well, yeah, me too. I'm not going to say how old we are, how long we've been here. Bill left for a little while, and
well, you always
and he
bring
came
up
back.
the thing about age, so that then we can then turn to you and say how great you look here.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So still doing well.
That's why I looked forward to the show. And I said, Bill, even Chuck said, oh, you got Bill on one side and Jim on the bookends and you in between. But, it is important that we, and if Joyce was here, she would tell you the same thing.
Yeah, Joyce is a huge supporter of community events, and she's done so much for the community over the years that we're very proud to be part of the village and be able to offer this to the public. Yep.
Right.
And I think, quite frankly, things are looking more positive in our area.
They are,
So,
Bill.
which is great. So when we have our challenges, we have the headwinds still of the recession, but we are seeing employment improving. We're seeing payrolls increase as well. There's some investment happening, whether it's a small business or large business.
That's a
defense
good point.
industries.
It really is a good point because we see the uptick, in a lot of businesses in a lot of entrepreneurs. There are a lot of entrepreneurs, just within the old Mystic Village. Some of the restaurants that are opening up, and these are dreams of people opening up in the old Mystic Village and saying, hey, one thing I do know about Joyce is that she very much is a supporter of small entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Businesses that she believes in that anchor stores that have their place, but certainly not in the old Mystic Village. So that's the key thing as well. So do you have, I'm going to get back to the volunteers, and also it takes, to put this village, Garlic Village affair, it takes a village. Who helps you with this, Jim? Because I know you've been very much a part of it.
We have a committee that has done a great job, and there's about 5 of us altogether, 4 or 5 of us that have put this together this year, and everybody's done a great job. Annie Heddick is in charge of Old Mystic Village events in general, and she's been really heavily involved, along with Robin Grimsley, who owns the information center. Tourist information center in the village, in trying to gather sponsorships for this event. And they're still at it, even though I've read you what we have. They're still out there actually trying to obtain more. They've done a great job with that. And Richard Douglas, who owns Imagine, has done a marvelous job with the music. He's a musician by trade, and his whole life he's been in the music business. And he's been able to get so many of these marvelous groups to join us at such a fair price. Would never be able to do that without him. So he's done a great job there. And of course, we have Liz Tetlow from ABC Photo, her and Bruce, who do the publications, which are marvelous, really very proficient at their work. And we've come up with a fold out this year that's even more condensed than in previous years, that's easier for the customer to handle.
Oh, so do you have a little map of what's going on?
That's what Liz is printing them and folding them. I design it and then they print it with their artists.
But where does the customer?
So the customer will get this when they come in. They'll be placed throughout all the merchants' tables, and there'll also be stands at entrances to the village that have a 4-fold map.
Okay, so they can find whoever they want to go to.
They're all free. This is a very condensed, but it'll actually be glossy. It's a beautiful publication that we put together for this event. In fact, our publication is better than any other festival of its type anywhere. And I've been told that from others that have been to festivals.
I've seen it.
Nobody produces a nice brochure.
Very nice.
For the public. So that'll list all your vendors, where they're located, all the music, the times they're playing, the sponsors, where they're located, should they have chosen to
Right.
to
So,
attend.
but not only vendors, but also the area stores too.
Yep, and
Okay,
the
right.
map contains all of the stores in Old Mystic Village.
That's
And so people can, follow through the village easily with the map and try to find, the item or vendor of their choice.
So we only have a few minutes. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about garlic? Like one little spoof on garlic? Do we know where that?
Well, in your brochure when you come to the fest,
Yeah.
I'm sure you will. There is a garlic facts, loved by most, healthy for all, and we have a whole series of facts about garlic. You want me to read one?
I want you to read just one
All right, let's see.
for Bill and I.
Yes, educate us, Jim.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just use. I guess we'll go right with the.
Anything for the heart?
It's it's heart healthy for sure. I was
Okay.
trying to find you the heart one, but all right. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has potent medical properties. Garlic is a plant in the alum family and closely related to onions, shiitakes, and leeks. It grows in many plants around the world, in many parts around the world, and is delicious in taste. But yes, it is highly nutritious, has very few calories, if any, and can help prevent and combat sickness, including flu and the common cold. But it's also very heart healthy. There's a whole list of these on your program.
I feel better already.
The reason I was struggling a little is the map is actually twice the size, and I printed this out, and it's like
That'll
geez,
give you an idea of how old we are.
I really need my but the copy you would get would be twice the size of what you see here, and it's very easy to read.
Great.
But great facts. So we really hope you come. If you haven't experienced Garlic Fest, it'll be one of the nicest events you've been to. In fact, the American Bus Association last year has named it one of the top 100 events in the United States to attend.
As they should, because I've been to that festival and it's been great. So once again, September 17th and 18th, there's the website right there. And give us the hours again on September 17th and 18th.
Yeah, it's the Saturday, the 17th. It's from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. But please note, you can come as early as you like. The
Shops are open.
Shops
Yep.
are open at 10, and you can stay later. We also intend for the shops to be open
A little bit later.
till 8 on Saturday.
Great.
Because of the event. And then Sunday, it's 11 to 6. So, have a good time. It's a blast, and we thank you for having us on the show to talk about it.
Well, Jim Holly, thank you once again for representing not only the Old Mystic Village and the festival, but your two stores, Boardwalk and Franklin's General Store. Bill Smith, thank you for all you do, interim president at the Chamber of Commerce. Good luck on your move, and
you very
please
much.
come back and tell us some more things that are happening with the Chamber
Look
as
forward
well.
to it. Yeah, thank you.
We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Mystic Matters. Good evening.